It's coming.
We don't really have theme music playing today. I'm just doing it in my head. I'm hoping that that's going somewhere.
Yeah, it's going.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And right now, it's actually afternoon where I'm at, because I'm on the East Coast right now in a hotel room. But because it is 2 p.m. on the East Coast, that means it's time for the weekly virtual Pipe Club meeting. And I am the host, David Dorian Ross, joined by a whole bunch of other people today. And in just a moment, we disappear. It is 2 p.m. on the East Coast. That means it's time for the weekly virtual Pipe Club meeting. And I am the host, David Dorian Ross, joined by... Fear not, because I'm going to leave behind some terrific people to take over. And so David Martinez and Miguel and Tim are all here, plus all the other fabulously interesting people and the people who are watching on YouTube today. So we're not doing Facebook today. We're just doing YouTube. So all you guys over there on YouTube, yes, you are special. You've always been special. Today, you're extra special. Anyway, that's the introduction. On YouTube today, my watch always wants to butt in and be the focus of attention. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to the team, David and Tim and Miguel, and the rest of you guys who are here in the Zoom room. I'm going to miss you today. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to the team, David and Tim and Miguel. So anyway, I will see you guys very soon. Next week, we'll have some more fun. In the meantime, have a great time today. Peace, guys.
David,
Yeah.
One only thing, David.
Thank you.
Am I the only one who listens everything twice?
No, I hear it too.
I am too.
I'm hearing the echo too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, we all had it.
I don't think. I think it's gone now.
Yeah, it was coming
No.
from David's DDR's end.
No, I hear it. So whoever's got YouTube on needs to turn the speaker off or the sound off.
Yeah, somebody's on 2 devices.
What I have done is I mute one of the two on YouTube. So hopefully we only hear one, no echoes.
Yeah, because you don't want to be listening to YouTube and this at the same time. There's a delay anyway. So.
Yeah. So I have something that says live on YouTube at my talk. Does that mean anything?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Oh, but I mean, is that what's causing the problem here?
Yeah, I think what needs to happen is DDR needs to, he's probably still logged in and need to, because the background noise is actually coming from him.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, hopefully he'll.
And whoever's a host, just mute him. And that would take care of that.
That one is better. Oh, yeah. It's probably still logged in and needs to, because the background noise is actually coming from him.
Nope, still
Yeah, I
there.
still hear the echo.
And I don't know if it's me for having the YouTube plus the Zoom. So I can mute myself on the YouTube.
Yeah, just go into this Windows settings if you're using Windows machine and turn whatever browser you have, turn the sound off. You know, to do it, right click on volume set on the sound settings. Go to open volume mixer and then you can go in there and change it. Do it, right click on volume on the sound settings. So it's definitely coming from you. David.
How about now?
Somebody say something and we'll see.
Echo, echo, echo.
I don't hear the echo anymore. So
We still do.
you still do?
Yep.
Okay. How about now?
It's just very delayed.
Yeah, the YouTube goes like 5 seconds behind.
Yeah. That's about 10 seconds. Yeah, that was about 10 seconds.
All right, that's fine. How about now?
So far, so good.
All right.
Sounds okay now.
Yes.
I just mute on the Zoom. I hope the YouTube people are hearing.
Well,
I think it's-
they'll be complaining soon enough.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, everybody, welcome to the Virtual Pipe Club. Nice to have everybody here today. As you can see, DDR is not with us, so we're kind of on our own, and we have a couple ideas planned for today. But thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it very much. So anyway, should we start off with how we're doing today, what we're smoking, and what we're smoking it in? Should we start off with that, guys?
I'll go first. I'm just got a lot of energy.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I just have it right. Oh, it's right over here. Yeah, it's Lane RLP 6. As you guys, I'm sure of. Excuse the language, but Captain Black effed it up, foobarred it beyond all recognition. It's not Captain Black anymore, so I gotta find a clone that's not what it used to be.
All right. I think Stuart should be the first one since he finally joined us after a couple months.
Not quite that long. It's been, well, yeah, a couple of months.
It's still dark there.
It is.
So welcome back.
Thank you very much. Well, good day, everybody.
Hello, Stuart. Good to see you again. Glad you're back.
Thank you. Thanks, Tim.
So what are you
Good on
smoking,
you.
Stuart?
So, Stuart, tell us what you're smoking and what you're smoking it in.
Sorry, still half asleep. My Medicine 4AB Pipe of the Year 2021 and some nightcap. So I felt like a little bit of a latakia this morning. So thanks for the welcome again, folks, and I'll pass it on to Alvin.
All right. Let me be sure I'm not muted. Okay. Hello, everyone. Glad to see y'all again. And thank you, Stuart. I am continuing on my journey smoking some different tobaccos. And I'm smoking some Mac Baren Scottish blend mixture. I know that Miguel is very familiar with that blend. And I'm trying to get some of those tastes from the 30-something Virginias that are supposed to be in this from all over the world. And it's technically an aromatic, which I don't smoke much of, but it's not overbearing at all. And this is just my third bowl now, and I'm trying to decide whether I like it or not. And so far, it's very pleasant, and it hasn't bit me yet. So. And I'm smoking it in my, well, you guess which state I'm from. I'm smoking it in my Lone Star.
That is one gorgeous pipe, Alvin.
Thank you, Miguel.
Alvin,
And,
that state, that's Delaware, isn't it?
Exactly. But no, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I had, and then if I end up deciding to move off from an aromatic, I've got my Tim Heineck Preferred Peterson.
Yes.
At my Roselaire Bulldog, and I'll probably just have some Peter Stokely Luxury English in there. It's a very mild English that will be good to finish the afternoon on, since I've already had a few bowls this morning with some friends. So and I think that. And then it's cold here in Texas right now, but it's nice in my little pipe nook in the garage. So I'm good. Okay, let's see. Let's see who's next, who's got their hands up. How about my friend in Florida, David Klein?
Thank you, Alvin. So Savinelli today. I'm smoking my Savinelli 207 Tortuga. And in it, I have some Stokeby Luxury Twist Flake. And when I finish with that, I'm not sure what I'm going to smoke. I might switch over to some Innerdale, which is an interesting blend, aromatic or Lakeland. And pleasure to be here. Beautiful day in Florida. It's about 82, 84 degrees. Went out and had breakfast with a couple of Bloody Marys. So I might need to go take a nap in the middle of this, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, good to see everybody. And I will pass it over to Mr. Dmitry Sasov.
Hello, everybody. Well, it's cold here in New York. It's about 35 degrees now, not horrible, but it's okay without wind. I'm starting with my Church Warden Savinelli 601 and with the Seattle Pipe Club potluck. And then I'll switch to John Cotton's double pressed Latakia in, sorry, and I'll have it in my club pipe. And let me pass the pipe to Michael.
Good morning, guys. It's nice here in California. I got my heavy winter coat on here. It's all of 45 or 50 degrees out. And I'm smoking India Trading Company's Officers Club. It's one of my original go-tos. And I'm brand new Janos pipe called the Broken I'm bringing in today. It is a rather deep bowl, as you can see. I smoked it the other day. It's about a 3-hour smoke, so I'm not switching pipes today. And then I will pass it on over to the other Michael Schroeder.
Thank you very much, Michael. I am smoking small batch Folklore in my Walter Hettinger Bulldog that he made for me out of a grade A Mimo block. And I don't think I'll get past this bolted for this meeting. And next would be Sean.
Well, thank you. I'm in Massachusetts. It's warm in that it's almost gotten up to freezing, but the sun's out. So I'm taking advantage of that. Right now, smoking in my Vermont Freehand, LJ Paredes, and I'm keeping the chill away with some brown liquid. And I'll pass it off to, who else? John.
Great, thanks. I'm smoking one of Mearshams that I don't smoke very often. This is a Gezer, Gezer. It's fairly elaborately carved. It's got a pig on the front, which was the attraction when I first bought it. I was doing a lot of barbecue back in those days, so I'm smoking one of personal Frankenblend. You know, as I mentioned before, when I have blends that get low, I tend to throw them all in a single container and tumble them together and try to keep them properly humidified and then smoke them as it goes. So that's what I'm working on today. So nothing special. Let me pass the virtual pipe on to Ramachandran.
Thank you, John. Good day to all. Today I'm smoking from my Peterson System 302, in which I'm smoking a vapor Virginia Creek blend of Macroni. It's a house blend of theirs. And if I'm able to pull through this one, I will have my Measham, a pickaxe Measham, in which I'm going to smoke New Mr. Superior Round Slices. Now with that, now I pass it on to Tim Heineck.
Thank you, Ramachandran. That 302, that is one of my favorite shapes. I love that pipe. It's
Yeah,
I
beautiful.
actually, it's a great pipe. I actually have two of them. It's sort of by chance. I didn't intend to, but I wound up having two. But it's a great
Oh yeah.
solid smoker. And I like did you say, was that Newminster 400 you're smoking?
No, it's a 403 superior
Oh,
round
okay.
slices.
Yeah, you should try the 400. It's also a very, very good flake. So
Thank you.
so anyway, thank you for passing it on. So I have this Luciano
Oh, beautiful.
author, really not a very expensive pipe, but just a really beautiful shape. And in it, I'm smoking some McBaron vanilla roll cake, which is a surprisingly very good tobacco. And after that, I'm going to go on to this Peterson. This is a Peterson patent replica. It's not an actual patent from many, many years ago, but it's a replica. And it's really nice oompah shape, nice blast on it. And I think I'm probably put in some GLP's Regent Flake or something like that. So with that in mind, I'm going to pass the virtual pipe over to Darken Proctor. Hey, Darken. You're muted.
How you doing, Tim? Appreciate it. Good to be back. Still a little cold outside in Arkansas, but I finally got my smoke cave all set up. So today I'm smoking my Telemono Rustico, and in it I'm smoking some Old Darkfire HH. And these two just work together perfectly for me, I figured out. And with that, I'm gonna pass it to Kent. How you doing, Kent?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Darken. Today, I will start off smoking my WDC pipe called Safety. I don't know if I've showed this one off or not, but it's one of the lidded ones, and it swings out of the way. And I guess all those lunting in the woods, it will come in handy this spring and summer. And when I get done with that, because it's a fairly small bowl, I'll switch over, and I'm glad Ramachandran and I got together and with Tim and orchestrated a 302 day. So that's my smooth, and it's the one that I had coveted my whole life and finally got one after about 40 years. And man, I should have done it before. It is a great smoker, as everyone has said. And with that, I'm smoking in it my almost traditional Burley and Black with some spicy vanilla. And the Burley is the Burley Light without a bite. And I'll pass the pipe along to Miguel.
Thank you, Kent. I appreciate that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am smoking a Tomeltang rusticated cutty, and I am smoking in it is the Virginia H.H. McBaron Pure Virginia Blend. If I have chance to actually get another pipe, it's Castello Shape 44 Old Antiquary, and then I will smoke I'll smoke a Saint Bruno plate on that pipe. Thank you, and I'll pass the Virtual Pipe Club to Glenn.
Hi, Miguel. Thank you for passing the pipe. Today I'm smoking Gawith and Hogarth Ennerdale Flake, about a 10-year-old sample that I picked up in Chicago. And I'm smoking it in a Chris Will. If you can see this, it's a Chris Will bamboo shanked. I'm not even sure what this shape is. They give it a number. It's, I guess, kind of a cutty type shape, but nice pipe, rusticated. And I read some of the reviews after I started the bowl of Ennerdale, and everybody's right. The Lakeland drowns out everything in this blend. So, and it smells to me and tastes to me like plastic bags burning. So I'm still going to smoke it, but it's not an enjoyable blend. So with that, on to Steve Spent.
Thank you, Glenn. Greetings to everybody. Great to see you all. Grabbed one of my cobs that I picked up when I was at the factory last summer this morning. Got kind of a cool, that stem very well, but it's pretty cool. It's a nice shade of green. And I guess that bowl shape would be a brandy, if I'm not mistaken, of some sort. Maybe you guys know better than me. In it, smoking Cornell and Deal Gates of Light. I really like this blend. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, but if you're a fan of Haunted Bookshop, Old Joe Krantz, things along those lines, it's a similar flavor profile, but the Turkish Orientals really come out nicely and give it a little different twist. And it's got a pretty healthy dose of Perique too. So pretty good blend. With that, I don't see any hands, but I know Sirigliano hasn't chimed in yet. Let's hear from him.
Hey guys, how you doing? I just joined in here a little late. Sorry, get a hand up, but thank you. Hope everybody's doing well. I am trying to stay warm, and actually, I'm going to be breaking in this little freehand that I finished up a few weeks ago, and got a bowl coating in finally on it, and I'm going to be enjoying some Sansa Pocro in it to break it in. So, and if I get to smoke another pipe, it'll be the Miguel special. This will be my El-Tang old billiard with bamboo. Beautiful. Love that pipe, and some Briar, actually Country Lawyer from Briarworks. So that's what I got. Thanks.
All right, so we have a couple people left, like Chris, Plumridge, or Janos, or Fred,
and
or
Sean,
I believe Sean. So, Janos, you can go next.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Janos.
It's very cold here tonight. Anyway, I smoke this small one. Is from Germany, made by my friend Martin Essen with some Ladike here. So, which the next? I don't know.
Sean could be next.
Sean.
I think you're muted, Sean. I think he wants us to move on for the moment.
Yeah, we can move. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's Chris? You can go next, probably.
Sure. Jump in.
Thank
So today I've got Mark Tinsky pipe. Nice kind of acrylic. It's like, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's real nice, like kind of pearlized brown stem, right like that. Today, doing some 4th gen 1897 this afternoon.
Fred, you can go next if you like.
Okay, inside, not smoking anything today. I hope it's going to warm up a little bit, and I'll be out next couple of days. I did get a couple of small orders from Wilkie Pipe Shop and LJ Paredes that I'm looking forward to trying. So good seeing everybody, and have a great day. Look forward to the meeting.
Fred, what blends did you get from Paredes?
A couple of the flakes, the number 8 slices, and Old Dominion, and a couple of their English I want to try.
Good choices. Good choices.
All right, I'm gonna say what a couple other people are smoking on the YouTube. There is some people smoking. Texas Pipers is smoking some peanut butter in a basket, Ben Billiard. David Hynek is smoking, but Harinek, sorry, he's not joining us today. Gratis Palm Piper is smoking some GH Dark Flake in a Peterson Deluxe. And I think he thinks it's Ennerdale, like Glenn was smoking, some delightful lake lungs. Today, I know it's gonna sound weird, but today I'm gonna smoke pot. I'm smoking this Komoi pot, as you can see. It's
That's
almost
really
done. I was
nice.
smoking it for an hour. And later I'm gonna smoke this downhill pot. So it's gonna be the pot smoking day.
Okay.
The International Pot Day. Currently I'm smoking this 2014 open night from or opening night from Cornell and Deal. It's full of sugars, vinegary, spicy, you name it. It smells like, when I smoked this tin, it was so funny because it was like all tilted and crooked both ways. And only when I crack it, not even tear that, only crack, the whole thing explode and the lid went into my couch like 3 feet. And some tobacco is spread all over the floor, the sofa. If I crack it like in front of my face, it will smack me in the face. Only with it, and it was like a whole like for seconds. But when I smell it, it was like strong apple cider, like probably the alcohol one. Amazing tobacco. I really recommend you guys to have this one for ages. And then on this other one, I will be smoking the Orient Express, which I kind of open it because I'm kind of fan of the Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie, Poirot things. So I kind of go that one for that because it has 50% pirate cake, and I'm not a big fan of that one anyway. But I want to just try it just because mostly the cover of the tin and the tobaccos involved inside. So that's what it's for today. And now Tim is going to introduce us about the possible topics for the day.
Okay. David, I think that might have been the one novelty can of tobacco that they made, explodes, it's probably, they do it for a little bit of excitement. But before I introduce the topic, I just would like to say something about, I noticed like over the weeks and year that we've been meeting, there's a number of our members that are braving the cold to be with us. Like we have Dimitri, I know Darkan, you were out in the garage before you got your room, and Andrew and Dave Haranuck. I think these guys are all out in their garages in the cold. I want to give you guys a shout out for, enduring the discomfort to be part of our group. So thank you so much for doing that for us. So anyway, today's topic, we were reflecting back on all of the guests we had over the year, and we've had quite a few. We've had, Brian Levine, Jeremy Reeves, Shane Ireland, Tom Elton. We've had a lot of different persons come on and give us their time. And so what we wanted to do today was ask the group to think about maybe who has been on that has had some kind of influence on them on their pipe smoking. It could be, introducing a new blend, introducing a new pipe, the way they think about pipes and tobacco, whatever, anything that is, that you feel you benefited from having those persons on. And I'll start it off. I'll talk about two people. One is Paredes. When I first came to Boston, that was one of the first shops I went into, and I discovered Virginia Flakes for the first time. And that made a huge difference in my pipe smoking. I was pretty much an aromatic guy, smoking a lot of things that maybe weren't so great. But here, when you walk in there, you kind of see what a real tobacco shop is. And you see all these amazing blends. And it got me started on Virginia Flakes. And it also got me started on buying a little bit higher quality pipe. I remember bought my first Radici, way back 40 years ago. At that point, it was like $100 pipe, which was really, very expensive for me at the time. But that kind of got me onto, trying to look into some better pipes. And I've been a customer there for, all these years. And they're really good about, trying to let me know when they have things in, like Peterson's especially. So Paredes would be one influence. I think I liked everybody we had. I really enjoyed Scotty Pearsall because she developed an idea for her brand of pipes, which is the pencil shank, and I really enjoyed hearing about, you know, all of her efforts to kind of make those pipes as good as she can make them. You know, inserting the tubing, and you know, I made one pipe where I had to do it, you know, inserting of the tubing, and it's really not easy. I mean, really, I had to kind of learn it on my own, and it was definitely not an easy thing to do. So I really respect, you know, her craftsmanship about, you know, sliding that tube down the shank and getting it in there and everything she's done. So I really enjoyed hearing about her background. So those are the two persons that influenced me. I'm, you know, certainly there's quite a few more, but so I'm going to open it up to the group. Who have you seen or heard here and heard that you think made a difference for you in your pipe experience?
Hey, Tim, could I ask you a question? I'm just curious. You're talking about LJ Paredes. I've been there, you know, more recently. I don't know when the first time you said you went was. I'm just curious what the shop was like if you were there back when you could actually smoke in the shop and, you know, experience it a little better than it is today.
Well, you know what? That's a very good question, and you know what? I don't think a whole lot is different from when I was in it, you know, all those years ago till today. You can still smoke in the store. I mean, they still carry all the blends that, you know, that they always have, and of course they've added some more. They've added a few more things over the years, but the shop, that's what for me, that's the magic of the store. It stays very constant, you know, and I'm sure that many years before, you know, before the store is over 100 years old. I think it's probably been very similar. There's just some magic about the store. I like to go in the back of the store, which is where, you know, there's a bunch of stuff, and it's all very, you know, clearly old building, and it's just magical. There's just like one particular place where I like to stand. It's like my happy place where I'm looking at all the tobaccos back there, and I don't know what the deal is, but every time my early morning pipes seems to smoke better, seems to taste better when I'm there than anywhere else. I don't know what it is, but it's an awesome shop, and if any of you guys ever get the chance to go, you should definitely go. So does anyone else?
Darkon can start.
Thanks, Dave. For me, I have to say it was definitely Tom Eltang, because I admire that guy's work ethic, and he's just like a straight workhorse. And he's like the coolest older guy, like that's making pipes still turning them out like he was 19 years old. I love his style. I love his philosophy about pipes. You know, I think it's just something about that guy that I really like a lot. Ever since then, I've been hunting for a affordable L-tank pipe ever since I saw him on the virtual pipe club. And after that, I'm gonna have to say Brian Levine, because I've been listening to his radio show every day, Pipes Magazine radio show. I've been learning so much about pipes, tobacco, and the history of it and everything. And I think what that guy is doing for the community is awesome, just to get it out there, get younger guys smoking, get everybody that's interested in smoking pipes into it, and giving them a platform where they can learn as much as possible about it. So I'm gonna say those two guys.
You know, Dark, I want to comment on what you said about Tom Eltang and his work ethic. I was very lucky to know an amazing pipe maker named Rolando Nagoida, who has sadly passed away. But he was extremely talented pipe maker, very artistic, and he actually went over to Denmark and trained with Tom Eltang for about a week or two. I remember one of the stories he told me. He was, you know, they're working all day long. You know, it started in the morning, and they're working, it's coming to about 5 o'clock, and he's kind of wondering, when are we going to stop? You know, and then 7 o'clock came, he's like, well, when are we going to stop? And like, you know, they went on till 9 o'clock at night. So you're right about that work ethic. He's in that shop, you know, grinding and working and on pipes from 9 till, yeah, he's serious work ethic.
That's awesome. And you can't help but to get good at it after making as many pipes as he did or does.
I loved his story too. You know, I'm a very novice pipe maker, but when he was talking about stem work and about like how perfecting, like how some of the, you know, Danish classic guys would spend like hours and hours and hours on stems, and he's like, at the end of the day, it's going in your mouth between your teeth. It's like, there's good enough and there's good enough, right? So.
Yeah, I definitely admire that guy. He makes you want to work harder in whatever you're doing.
One thing I recommend you guys, since today is more everybody can talk at their speed. If you guys want to mute yourselves and we can talk, it's fine.
Cool.
Okay, so we should hear from someone else. Who else found something influential with all the speakers that we have had?
Yeah, I'll chime in. Probably Shane Ireland. He's always interesting and bigger than life personality, I guess. But a couple of just the little tips that he shared with the group. It's always interesting to hear different people's perspective on things. One of the things that I personally have gotten from him in the past was the way that you pack a Peterson pipe. Going back to the old days in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there's actually a way to pack your system pipe, which is, I found it to work exceedingly well. So that was something of a practical nature that I got. Yeah, the other one too, I'd have to agree. Some of the pipe makers that we've had the privilege of speaking with, and just seeing the evolution of their craft and some of the problem solving, it's been very inspiring, without doubt. So yeah, it's a really top-notch guests.
I think some of the guys like Rich Eshelman, the guys that have been around forever, just to listen to the stories these guys got, like Marty, that was on. We just listened to some of these stories of the older pipe smokers out there. I can tell you how it was, and really like to listen to that. Rich, the one thing that he had mentioned, I think it was the last time he was on, we was talking about acquiring a new pipe, and don't just jump out there and grab one. Because we all have that disorder where you see one you like and it's like, oh yeah, get that pipe. I'll grab that one. But hold off. Just go ahead and maybe put the money away until the one you really want comes along. I'm kind of looking at that. What's the next pipe I want to get? But it's like, well, I like that one, but that might not be one that I really want. So let's go ahead and stash the cash till the next pipe show comes along, or one that you really is a really nice one out there. So just one thing that which I like, but listen to these old guys again that have just been out there forever is great. Just hearing their stories.
It's good to know somebody has control.
Chris, I would second that on Rich, and I would second that. Obviously, we had so many guests, and sitting here thinking about the quality of the guests we've had, that's not an easy thing to think about. But I'd have to say Rich had an impact on me only because his knowledge of pipes was kind of astounding to me. And not only is his age, because of his age, but because he has focused on that hobby for so many years and been into it, not just observer. So pretty impressed. And I really enjoyed his discussion of Dunhill. And and obviously from a personal standpoint, I don't have a Dunhill in my collection, and I want to get a Dunhill, but I've always been wondering, okay, which Dunhill should I really get? What year range? And the information he shared on Dunhill pipes was very helpful to me.
You guys got to check him out on the Pipes Radio show. He's on there like I think 3 or 4 episodes.
Yes.
It's good listening to.
Well, one thing I enjoy is listening to y'all. Just what pipes you're smoking, what tobacco you're smoking, what you like about it. For somebody that's been smoking the same type of tobacco for a long time, listening to just the collective hive mind here has been awesome, and I've been branching out from there. So I liked Rich when it came to our guests have only been here since January, but you guys have been great resources too.
You stole my thunder, Michael. I totally agree. We're sitting here thinking the same thing. We've had so many great speakers that it's hard to pick one or two. I know I really found Ernie and Mark Ryan very entertaining and informative. But no, you guys, I learned so much from all of you every week.
Thank you, Steve. It's very, very kind. And Michael.
Hey, Randall. How
Hey,
about
Randall.
what are you smoking today? And who are the guests that we brought that you like?
Oh God, all of them. Every one of them's great. That's a real plus. The more guests, the better, I suppose. Today is McBaron, HH Dark Fired in the Dan pipe, that little angular thing. I like it. It's a real good smoker, really light. And I really like this stem. It's acrylic, but it's not so brittle feeling like many of them are. It almost feels like rubber. Is Glenn here today?
Always.
Yeah, he's here.
Glenn, I got a question for you. You got to unmute your mic.
Okay.
Last week, I didn't get to ask you, but you made a comment about I think it was a basket pipe you had, and it had quite a few fills in it. And you like it, and it's a good smoker. But you talked about scrubbing out the fills. And I'm just wondering, how do you do that?
In that particular case, I think I was talking about it's one of my favorites, so it happens to be right here. It's a 1937, I believe, Wally Frank, and it's called the Chatham, I think, or Chadwick. It was featured in their 1937 catalog, made in England, and there's several people kind of pondered about who might have really made it for him. But I was actually using Barkeeper's Friend, the scrubbing compound.
I'm familiar with that.
And the pipe had like almost a varnish finish on it, and I was scrubbing with the plastic knuckle brush that you use to clean your fingernails and whatever.
Oh,
I was
sure,
scrubbing
sure.
with that and not paying real good attention, running under running water, trying to get that varnish off. And when I finished, I noticed that several of the fills were gone. And
Well,
so I
that's
kept it
okay.
up. I kept it up and I picked them out, and they look like little moon craters. And I thought, well, this is the way the briar was originally. So it's kind of a natural look to it. And I enjoy the pipe very much. It doesn't detract for me at all from smoking or the visual impact.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. But I would be nervous about running a pipe under running water. My God, don't hurt them.
No, not at all. They anything that they absorb is very, very small, and you dry them out overnight, and they're just like new.
Interesting. Well, that's really good to know. Thank you for that. Maybe I'll be brave and try that on a pipe someday.
We have a couple of people here on YouTube. Matt RBA, he said the Paul Piper soap was really great for him. He also liked Mark Ryan, which I'm offering to bring him back again, because on the first chat that we had, he probably had a million stories to tell us in 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes of meetings. There is Texas Piper, as well as Matt again, says that Jim Ink's episode was dang fun. So he really liked that one. This morning, when we were kind of thinking about the topic of today, or what to say, or even it was Tim's idea, we tried to remember all these maybe 40, 50, 60 people we brought. And I probably only remember maybe 15, 20 at most. It was like, oh my God. I mean, I know some people are more interested in like artisans, like a couple of you guys already said. Some other people may be more interested on pipe blenders like Jeremy Reeves, or if Sean Ireland came about talking about other topics like drinks that go with tobaccos. Of course, we thought about, you already mentioned a couple of these ones and I'm kind of forgetting everywhere, but Tom Elton was good. The McBaren presentation, like Tim brought some of the ones like different like tobacco shops that were like Ian or Paredes or many other ones. That was a great idea. And we were thinking, okay, guys, once we've run out of important people and famous people, we want to know which ones you thought that we probably forgot and you were really interested, or even if you know them and you can bring them on your own, it will be a great accomplice to the team. If we run out of ideas or people, I know here right now we have 5 or 6 people that can be our guests, like Dimitri about how he makes his blends. We can have him talking for 2 hours if it's not too cold. Or Andrew making his pipes on his shop. Who else I'm going through? Glenn, how to fix pipes. He will be a nice one, but we'll have to discuss with him if he wants to be the guest. Who else do we have here? Ramachandran, how is everything in India, how he started, tobacco shops he gets, how he gets his tobacco. So it will be also interesting, not to bring people from outside, but the usual ones, or even Michael Schroeder. It looks like he can be another shop and he can go tobacco after tobacco after tobacco showing to us. So we got plenty of people. We've run out of guests.
Let me chime in here. Yeah, I'm just going to chime in here with regard. Oh, go ahead, Dimitri, please. Please, Dimitri.
Okay, as you all know, last Sunday was International Pipe Smoking Day, and on Saturday, you probably saw a bunch of us logged in. We didn't really participate. We were just watching. We had event at Berkeley X, New York Pipe Club, and a young lady, Ash, she has podcast, Ashes with Ash. She does cigar podcast. She did a podcast about pipes as well, about both cigars and pipes. So if you're interested, I will post the link on a Facebook group so everybody can listen to it.
Or you can be the guest explaining what happened for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
1 hour about your blends, 1 hour about the meeting, and how many famous people you were around and took pictures with and got signatures on your pipes or tobaccos.
Yeah, let me chime in here with regards to the past guest of Beatrice Pipe Club. All I can say is a testament for you members that people like Per Jensen will actually said yes to be a guest speaker of this club. The vice president of a major tobacco company is willing to be a guest and talk to us on their time zone. That alone is a testament for you guys, because he wanted to educate us. And one thing I'm going to say as well, like the blender, Jeremy Reeves, Ernie Quintaliani, the Peretti guy, Stephen Willett. These people actually are what you can say an honest actually industry, because these people will actually willing to discontinue the blend if they think the quality is going to be bad. You never heard that in any industry. They will try to do some shortcut here and there, but for them, look at what happened to McLeod. They couldn't get the Virginia that they used. They decided to stop, blending. And I can tell you, I think when I listened to Brian Levine twice, Mike and Mary was the guest. I mean, there's some company that offered them money just to basically use the name. And for them, they decided to shut down the business. And they said, you know what? If we cannot actually guarantee the quality of these products, we are willing to shut it down. And again, I mean, I watch a lot of club on YouTube, online clubs. I mean, you can find a club that actually willing. Tom Elton, Per Jensen, Stephen Willett. Those are the people that actually I would consider giant in the industry. But they're willing to sit down with you guys. They're willing to sit down with us. Like for example, you mentioned what's his name again? Rich Esserman. Rich Esserman, I like the way this guy actually collects high-end downhill. But this is the type of guy that you can approach in any pipe show. You can send him a question and he will answer you. He doesn't care if you're smoking a corn cob or you're smoking a 3000 downhill. He doesn't care. He will actually willing and talk to you about it. It's a testament for you guys. That is the reason why we have this fabulous guest.
On the YouTube channel, there is people who joining, like Texas Piper say that somebody called Tim Heineck. It will be interesting if he talks about his knowledge on Peterson pipes. Other people are saying Ken Byron, it would be a good one. And Anthony Addison repeated that Tim's Peterson collection will be a good guest. So Tim, it's on you.
Well, I don't have anything prepared, but I'll talk a little bit about.
No, I mean, doesn't have to be today, but maybe you being a 2-hour guest.
Well, thank you very much for that. You know, you guys know I'm definitely a big fan of Peterson pipes. So, you know, we'll see what happens in the near future. So, I like everyone's comments so far. It sounds like everybody's really gotten a little something out of every meeting and every speaker. And Miguel, I just want to resonate with what you said about Steve Willett and Paredes. I remember they had a blend there, Scottish Flake. It was a wonderful blend. They had it for years and years and years. And I think McClellan supplied the flake and then they did something to it, but they couldn't get that flake. I mean, obviously when they went out of business, that was the end of the flake. And so that blend is no longer there. So they didn't try to substitute something else. So there must have been something about that Virginia that made that blend what it is. And I'd say it was almost kind of almost like a classic blend of theirs. But you know what? They had the integrity to not produce something that's going to be below their standard.
Yeah.
And I admire that about them.
Miguel,
Yes.
I would like to add here that what you just now mentioned about all the big guns of the industry agreeing to come and speak to us, spend time with us, and our consistently being voted as the best, the #1 pipe club in for the past couple of years. I mean, the credit to a very large extent goes to the team led by DDR and you and Tim and David and others. I mean, that's a great compliment to our efforts. And considering the fact that we are not less than 2 years old, I mean, we are not even, I think we are not completed even 2 years fully, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So that's a great thing. Anyway, I would like to specifically mention the one meeting that we had with that McBaron person, Mr. Per Johnson. I mean, that was really a fabulous meeting, which I will remember for a very long time. And especially his comment about Cyril Latakia. I mean, what to expect about Cyril Latakia. He was very forthright when he said, all that you can have of Cyril Latakia is only good fond memories. That there was a time when we had this thing called Cyril Latakia. I mean, that's all we can, have about the Cyril Latakia, nothing else. It's not going to come back again. And whosoever is holding on to the past stock, maybe they'll start rationing it. So the other person that I would love to have among us is Mutton Chop Piper. I mean, he also, I think, is at par with all the giants in this community. I mean, many of us, at least I to a very large extent, owe my knowledge or my skills or my rituals to what Mutton Chop Piper used to teach us all in his YouTube. So one of these days, I would love to have him as a guest in our team, to our club. And I would personally like to speak to him also.
I second that. I would like to allow Alexei say something now, and then I want to say a couple of things about Ramachandran ideas. Which
Oh, yes,
thank you, by the
you.
way.
And I apologize. I was yielding my tongue for a while, if you noticed. And I believe your name is Mr. Haran, I believe. Yes, sir?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Haran, I have a question then, since I believe you are of Middle Eastern descent and all that. And I've been noticing you talk about Latakia and Syria and stuff. I'm interested more in English blends, and I like light stuff, like Squadron Leader. What would you recommend?
Well, my favorite English blend is always Pirate Cake. Engine
Pirate Cake.
99. Yeah.
Pirate Cake number 99.
No, not number 99. Engine number 99 and Pirate Cake. These are my most favorite. And that Ashton Artisan blend. These are my most favorite English one that I go to.
Right, because I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm a pure aromatic smoker, and I do like English, but they got to be really light. Like, it is what it is. But thank you for your input, sir.
I mean, Alexei, you can always try to find the all Frog Mortons, which is a transition kind of aromatic sweet English. I mean, they are discontinued, but you can find those on online or other places.
Yeah, Frog Morton Across the Pond was actually English blend, like English aromatic fusion blend, and it was made with the Syrian Latakia. It's very hard to find now, but if you search, maybe you can find it. It will be expensive, but it's great smoke. Also, for lighter English, Frog Morton on the Town.
On the Town, because he has Basma. That's the other one I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Also, there is a couple few ones. If you can find, I actually found one 2 weeks ago in St. Louis. The Brevia number 9, it still has Syrian Latakia. The new blend that they make is with, it's not with Syrian anymore. But if you can find some old tins of that at conventions or on eBay or
even that Ashton's Artisan blend, that also has some Syrian Latakia.
The old blends, yes. The new ones, no.
Yeah, old blends, yeah.
I've heard
also on the light English side and relatively easy to get, which I would highly recommend, would be GLP's Chelsea Morning. Very, very nice light English blend, well balanced. And of course, you've probably tried Early Morning Pipe. Don't overlook that one. That's a great one on the lighter side.
And Alexia, if you haven't tried the Boswell blends make good English too. The North Woods and the Countryside. The Countryside is a little more of a milder English. The North Woods is not overly heavy though. I highly recommend it. I'm an English blend smoker. That's primarily what I smoke.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm an aromatic, so I'm kind of in the dark.
And I don't like the heavy Latakia bombs. I mean, I smoke them occasionally, but I go for the more medium Englishes. And then Kramer's Father Dempsey is another very good one that is a good medium English. I don't think it'll overwhelm you.
Another one, it could be the Perfection from Samuel
Yeah.
Gawith, because he has some vanilla touch. It can
Very
be sweet
light
to
vanilla.
That is correct. That is correct. That's a good one.
If you like aromatics and you like Latakia, the HDL from HDL, what is the
Lane
From
one?
Lanes.
Lanes? That's actually not a bad smoke if you're more of an aromatic smoker. It's kind of a midway between.
It's called HDL.
HGL.
HGL, and it's made by Lane?
Yes.
Okay,
And
I'll look
it's-
that one up too.
A similar one to that is Sutliff Burma Road. Burma Road.
Bourbon Road. Huh, interesting.
Burma, as in
Bourbon Road.
BURMA.
Like.
Okay. Well, thank you.
The Boswell's Countryside is an English crossover, Alexi, so that might be a great spot.
Yeah, and I was just talking to Rachel this morning, the daughter of Mr. Boswell, and we were
Good.
talking about joking back and forth about Boswell's best. And it is what it is, and they do make some great blends, and people are saying that they are one of the go-to premier handcrafted blends since the mid-70s, since like 1975, because he started with his original Boswell's Best in 75. And Rachel and I, like I said, we're on the phone, and we chuckled. The running joke in the family is Lane 1Q is just a copy of Boswell's Best. I mean, they taste damn near the same. It's just Boswell's has a added layer of smoke or something to it.
Yeah. I tried Best. I wasn't that didn't float my boat, but I do like Countryside and Northwoods. Those are more in line with what I mean. Like I said, they're only suggestions, and you got some other good ones here too.
Oh yeah, and I'll try that Countryside. Yeah, definitely on my next order. I get paid on Monday. My VA benefits coming in, so hey.
There you go.
So the cool thing about this club is Alexi had a question about an entry-level English blend that wasn't too overpowering, and now he has about 12 suggestions of things to try.
Yeah.
One of the really wonderful things about the club.
You need to find a way to spend your money. We're here to help.
And whoever mentioned Artisan's blend, I like that one as well. That's more of a medium plus, but I like it.
I'm not sure if I should be proud of what I'm about to say, but I think we can all and somewhat agree. I think I've spent more money on pipes, tobacco, and whiskey than I have on women personally.
Well done.
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got something out of it then.
There we go.
I don't mean to be rude, but it is what it is.
I know Ramachandran mentioned the Artisan's blend. The Consummate Gentleman, it's a milder version too, as well, from the same blender. So you may like that one a little bit more than the Artisans because it's milder. So one thing I want to mention, well, two things. First, I want to thank Ramachandran for always being there, always his kind words towards everybody. And this is not a team, Miguel, DDR, and myself. We cannot do anything with any of you guys. If not, it will be a 4-people conversation Saturday after Saturday. It will be boring. I already know them well. So without you guys, there is nothing else. Like Alexei asking questions, all of you guys providing tobacco blend solutions. So thank you for always being there. And second, about Mancha Piper, I don't know, you probably hear me before. Since I'm in Kentucky, he lives about 40 minutes away from me. He used to come to our pipe club many times. He's sometimes hard to deal with because he's a little bit OCD person. Shh, that's between us. I hope they don't see it on YouTube. I can try to connect with him. And if it's not me personally, one of my friends from my pipe club, he came several times, but he didn't end up in good terms and decided to leave and create his YouTube video. So I don't know if he will be interested, but I will do my best to bring him for you, Ramachandran, and everybody in general.
Thank you.
I can definitely do that and see if he will be interested. I'll let you know.
Thank you. Thanks.
I would say David too, just throwing ideas out there. I don't know, maybe from the earlier meetings if he was on before. I don't think he was, but talking to Brian Levine, I'd love to see Fred Hanna join sometime because I really enjoy him on the pipe, on Brian's show. Every time he's on, it's interesting and fun, and he's hilarious. So
yeah, I agree, Andrew. I think I'm gonna make that suggestion to DDR if we can. Actually, Tim maybe knows him. Fred Hanna is basically one of the doctor of pipe, and not only a doctor of pipe, he's a doctor of psychology. I mean, the guy is pretty smart. And then when it comes to, I listened to him on Brian Levine's pipe radio show. He's a straight grain addict. He likes straight grain pipe. That's all he. and then not only that, I mean, the guy is a pipe smoker, but for what I heard, he only smoked pipe 3 times a week. But when he smoked, he wants the best damn tobacco ever. I mean, I remember him talking to Brian Levine about, I can't remember if it's Capstan. It's all rusted. And then he bought it for $13. And he basically said, if something happened to if this is bad, I lost $13. He opened the tin, and it was one of the best tobacco he ever tasted. So I second that idea that Fred Hanna is actually going to be a good guest here. I don't know if Tim knows him, but that is a great idea.
Another name is Rich Newcomb.
Newcomb, yeah.
Rich Newcomb. He's written 2 books. He's
Yeah,
one
Rick's
of
an
the,
awesome guy. That would be a great. I've read both his books. I met him in at the Vegas show a couple of years ago. Super friendly. I went up to him and just told him I enjoyed his books, and he was so nice. He gave me a tin of tobacco, really old tobacco. Like, let me sample some stuff he had. Super nice guy and really fun to listen to.
Yeah, another
he's
thing
this,
that I look forward every Saturday here is we have some members that actually been smoking for almost more than half a century. I always want to stay on the background listening to like Glenn and John from North Carolina, Fred, Kim. I mean, the experience that they have going basically to a brick and mortar, and you talk to the staff that work there, you talk to them, you stay there for an hour. Those are the things that me, myself, I will never experience. But for them, I posted this on Facebook page, and John is basically kind enough to respond to the question. And the detail that he said on that Facebook page is amazing. I actually I want to hear from John. John, what do you think? Some of the guests that we have on the Virtual Pipe Club. John from North Carolina.
I found them all to be enjoyable and interesting, and feel like I actually learned some stuff about the hobby from what they had to say. One of the things that I really enjoy is when these folks talk about their backgrounds and about how they got into making pipes. Simon, I don't think he's with us yet today. He usually drops in a little later over in the UK. Great story. Was working, as I recall, professionally. He was a photographer. The pandemic hit. He was making pipes as a hobby, and he just segued into making them full time. And he makes some incredible looking pieces that are real artwork, as do a lot of the folks that we've had on here. I mean, Janos makes killer pipes. They're beautiful. Now, for me, I'm a really plain pipe kind of guy, and when I look at something that's very involved and very convoluted, that's not the kind of pipe that I would ever get, because it's not something I would smoke. My pipes are more like my tools. It's more like a screwdriver, actually. I mean, I smoke them because I enjoy them. I buy them because I enjoy the aesthetic, or enjoy the way it feels, or I enjoy the way that it clenches. But all of these folks have great life stories that they bring to the table, and these are things that I personally value. I mean, as Miguel said, I've been smoking pipe for half a century. I did used to be able to go into brick and mortars and chat with guys. So one of my good friends in Charlottesville, Virginia, died last year. Jack Martinez ran a very almost nondescript pipe shop, but he had great tobaccos. He blends his own. He's got of course, all the major names. He has a great little smoking room in the back, a membership type club that I never really took advantage of, but I did go back there and smoke some samples. But it's all part of I guess, of understanding the tradition and the history that comes to the table from the hobby. And again, when these folks come, particularly the older guys who are making pipes, I mean, I learn a great deal, and I feel like a richer person for having spent the hour and a half, 2 hours, listening to them share their stories.
One thing we can have you, John, after 50 years of smoking, maybe you have plenty of stories to talk for 2 hours if you want to be a guest.
I could talk for 2 hours, but not about pipes, probably.
Hey, John, I appreciate your comments. My pipes are I'd consider traditional. I mean, like Miguel, a lot of he loves his billiards. I have a lot of billiards, but I will say this. I have ventured off a couple of times into some different pipe shapes. And part of the reason I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't been on this show. I mean, when we had Chris Kelly and Eldridge a couple of times now, I think, and he makes some pretty out there pipes, which DDR is pretty fond of. But I have him making me a reading pipe, because that's probably one of the more traditional pipes he makes, and it actually looks pretty practical and functional, because I'm an avid reader, and I'm looking forward to that. So I guess my point is that forces me to venture out a little bit and explore some things I wasn't sure I would enjoy smoking. And I'll tell you the other thing about it. What's really cool for me in this hobby, and maybe some of you can relate to this, is to actually smoke a pipe where you actually know the individual who made it. I think that's kind of special for me. Yeah. And so it's kind of neat to find a pipe you really like that made from someone you actually have a conversation with. Because most pipes you buy, you have no idea who made it. You know the company that made it, but you don't really know who actually worked on it. So that's kind of cool. And I appreciate some of the artisans you've had on here for that reason.
We've got a few here, Alvin. We have Andrew, we have Tim who makes pipes, a couple other ones who can show us how they make them from scratch. Couple other people. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's a great idea. And I want them to actually try to pop out. I want them the favorite pipe they made for themselves. I want them to put it up for sale.
I mean, we can bring Per Jensen one more time, but to talk about his pipes when he used to make them.
Yeah.
Instead of McClellan now. I mean, McBarden, sorry.
Oh, I don't underestimate the talent we have in this group. It's amazing to me.
I've been behind Phil Morgan a couple of times. I actually talked to him again 2 weeks ago at St. Louis, and he's really busy all the time. But one of these years he will be available to join us and talk about his pipes. I noticed that he made a couple new pipes, actually, with new names, and not the classic ones, not a version of a classic with a different stem or something. No, different new shapes. So maybe he can talk about that too.
That would be wonderful. I'm a big fan of those pipes.
Who else do you have in mind that probably didn't come yet?
David, have we had Ken Byron Ventures, the blender for Ken Byron? I mean, you may have had him on already because I didn't get into.
No, we haven't had yet, but a couple people mentioned that on the YouTube channel.
We had him on our Texas Pipe Club as a guest, and we had a lot of fun, and an interesting fellow. So I would certainly think he might be a good invitation to make.
Absolutely, we need you to contact him again and bring him here. Then you have some homework now. Thank you.
Be glad to.
I think another good suggestion, maybe he's been suggested before, but Mark Irwin, who wrote the Peterson book and writes a blog about it, have found him to be a great resource for Peterson information.
Yeah, that's a good
The homework will be on Tim then, unless you guys know him personally and you can bring him on.
I don't know him, but
I don't know him, but I will try to get in touch with him. The Peterson book is amazing, and you look at that and you see the amount of work that went into that. It is a stellar product. I mean, incredible. It's like a coffee table book. It's like that thick. I mean, when I heard that it was in the production, I expected something pretty good, but I didn't expect this. This thing was amazing. This is.
Yep, it's in paperback now. Smoking Pipes sells it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of books, actually, just real quick, I just picked up on Smoking Pipes, the About Smoke, which is like the 90th anniversary edition of the Dunhill book. And Rich Escherman does an intro on it. It's really interesting. It's just got all the old Dunhill ads and shapes and accessories, and it's cool. It's not expensive. It's a really fun kind of read.
I gotta ask a question. Have you ever, one of you, read this book?
Yes.
Yeah, so one of the member actually sent me this copy. So I can't wait to read this. My Lady Nicotine. I was like, that sounds romantic right there.
Miguel, that's a fun read.
Oh, there you go. Thanks very much, Christopher. I actually, if you don't mind, Tim, I'm interested to hear from Mike Schroeder about some of the guests that we have, if he got some idea about.
Well, I would, I guess, third or fourth the suggestion of Fred Hanna, if that's at all possible. He's been he's actually a member of the pipe club I belong to here in Baltimore, and as he tells us, he is a lifetime member, which we didn't even know there was such a thing. But but he is a very good guest. He would be fun to have. Also, we were talking about, you know, having the opportunity to go into a brick and mortar. Last weekend I actually went up to Boswell's, our pipe club here in Baltimore, Chesapeake Pipe Club. We as a group go up to Boswell's probably about 2 or 3 times a year, and that's always a very nice, enjoyable visit.
Which store do you go to, Michael?
Chambersburg.
Okay.
The old one.
And one thing I can suggest is, like, we're saying tons of names. Maybe I can make a post, or Tim or DDR or Miguel, and put in a couple names, and you guys can add people on your own. And at least we have something.
Actually, I would add one more person. I don't know. Have we ever had Eric Stokely on this pipe club?
Yeah, that one too. Eric Stokely. No, we haven't.
I met him at the Virginia Pipe show this past October. I happened to spend like 8 hours with him because his table was back to our table. And
Michael,
I sat
there. Sorry, I don't know if I crossed paths with the Richmond show.
Yes.
Yes, that was a fun show.
Yeah, it was. It was a very
I
fun
met
show.
Eric Stokely a few times. He was guest in New York Pipe Club. I met him a couple of times at Nat Sherman. Great guy. I met his son as well, Max, who also works for the company. Also very nice young man. Yes, either one of them would be great guests for us.
We in the near future, I'm pretty sure we're going to be having Peter Jepson from Near Up Pipes joining us, and I think he would be a great guest because
that's wonderful.
Many of us have a Near Up pipe. You know, they're easily accessible, they're priced nicely, they're beautiful pipes, and I met him a couple of years ago. He made the club pipe for Sherlock Holmes, and he just happened to be coming to the States around the time that they were going to be finished. And so we met up with him up at Cup of Joe's, and we just did the transfer of the pipes, handed them to me, and I paid him, and he had his pipes out there, you know, at the shop. I wound up walking away with 2 of them, I think, in addition to the club pipe. So he's just a really nice guy, and looking forward to having him on our show.
That's awesome. Yeah. What about Fred? Do you have anything to say about past guests of the Virtual Pipe Club? We're interested to know.
There is somebody mentioning here the Garlinsburg shop in Garlinsburg, Tennessee.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys know Interview Richard. That could be another good one if somebody lives nearby.
You had mentioned before about Phil Morgan. I think that would be good. I really enjoy listening to Shane Ireland and Jeremy Reeves and some of the blenders. I think Perry Ensign would be great to have again because of his knowledge in the industry. I also enjoyed Rich Esserman, and I think, you know, Fred Hanna would be another great one to have on. You know, I particularly would like to hear anybody that really gets into blending. I think Dimitri would be an excellent one to talk a little bit about blending, as I'm getting more into that area. So those are kind of my thoughts.
Thank you, Fred.
As the new Nat Sherman blender, you mean, Fred?
Well, one of my blends actually was sold at Nat Sherman. It was in 2015. It was sold as a limited edition Nat Sherman 85th anniversary blend.
Whoa, nice going, Dimitri.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Nice going.
Since we're on the topic of Nat Sherman, they don't do it anymore, but I heard back in the day through mail order catalog, to get your cigarettes personalized, you could get like gold lettering stamped on them. Is that true?
Yeah, well, yes, it's true. They could customize cigars and cigarettes. Yes, cigarettes. Well, I didn't see actual cigarette, but I saw pictures of Nat Sherman cigarettes custom made for Sammy Davis Jr. with a Sammy printed in golden letters on each
people.
cigarette.
I've known someone, a Vietnam veteran. He said he smoked Nat Shermans for a while, and he used to call through the mail or write to them. Put my initials on my cigarettes if you can, please. And they did.
Yes, they really did it.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
Okay. I have Nat Sherman cigarettes made before 1976. I don't know exactly when. But
see, yeah, that's pre-Vietnam War.
Yeah, but on the back of the box, its address is 1400 Broadway. That was first Nat Sherman store from 1930 until 1976. That's how I know it's before 1976.
Great. Now that even gives me more of an idea about the history now, because since he was a Vietnam veteran, and you saying 1976, and me being a veteran, I know that the war ended in 75 in the mid of the year. So it all adds up. And wow, thank you for shedding light.
Well, I was like regular fixture Nat Sherman from 1993 until 2020 for like 27 years. So.
Oh my goodness. You worked for Nat Sherman for 27 years?
I didn't work for them, but I was a regular customer there. And all people who work there were my good friends, still are. I still keep in touch with them. And I used to hang out there all the time. When I was walking in, I felt like Norm from Cheers.
That's good to know that you also work, or you had customer experience in that regard for so long. And you know your way around Nat Sherman, because my mother, I don't know what it is, but she doesn't smoke anymore. She even quit Cowboy Killers to go to chewing tobacco or to the snus, the Swedish style. And she won't even smoke a Cowboy Killer, a Marlboro Red. She will smoke a Nat Sherman though.
Well, I still have old Nat Sherman cigarettes. I have to tell you, they are so different from any commercial cigarette brands.
And my mom thinks so too. I will buy her like a $20 box of like 20 cigarettes or 10. And she loves it. Oh, she loves it when I do that for her. Whatever it is.
You can smoke them like cigar. You don't need to inhale. You can smoke it like a cigar and just enjoy the flavor. And you can actually tell what kind of tobacco is in that cigarette.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Fantastic. What about that? Let's hear from, if you don't mind, Tim, can we go to Glenn?
Concerning any of the guests, I guess
please.
One of my favorites would be Mark Ryan, because we've been friends for 10 or 15 years. And every time we get together, you know, we spin some yarns. So it was like an old time meeting to hear him again, especially since, you know, we've had no Chicago show for several years. So he would be my favorite just for the personal connection.
I'll make that possible again, Glenn. Actually, speaking of him, he's super generous, and he brought me this week. We talked last week or 2 weeks ago before going to St. Louis. He brought me these 3 packages, and I'm sorry you guys cannot smell it, but he gave me all this much chunk Perique. Wow. And he made a couple personal blends, if I can see the page. That one in particular, and he always had a touch to write like a personal letter, handwritten, signed letter. That one, he said, it's a Caturini process with Perique, this chunk. So I cannot wait to smoke it by itself, but it was a little bit wet, so I'm let it dry. And then he gave me this other big chunk. You can probably see it. All together, that one, it's Perique from different leaves made with a little bit of cigar. And he gave me a third one. No, sorry, this one was Dark Fire with Perique, already blended. And this one is smaller, but it's with like Puerto Rican cigar. So I cannot wait to smoke these three. So always super generous, always sending things. He actually, I got so lucky that he invited me to go to meet his location, and so generous that he said, David, you are staying at my house. Don't even wait for a hotel. And it's like, wow, he gives me free tobaccos all the time. I mean, I've been a good customer of him for I don't know how many years, but super generous. He even said one time, hey, and I have plenty of points, so I can even pay for your flight. And it's no, that's too much. I feel like I don't know, I've been a good client of him, but that's too much. Maybe his house, I'll take it, or a tour.
Yeah, I can tell he's a very generous guy. The last time he was here, if you remember, one of our member, I think his name is Pat Morgan. I don't know if you remember that. And then he's basically asking that he doesn't have enough income. And Mike Ryan basically said, you know what? I'll give you my information and I'll send you some blends for that member. I remember the last time he was here. I mean, that's a very generous man. That's for sure.
I don't know if we've ever had Greg Pease on, another blender that comes to mind that might be an interesting guest. And then
it would be great to have Greg. Yeah. He's not just amazing blender. He's a pipe expert, and for many years he was one of the judges for pipe carving contest at the Kansas City pipe show.
Excellent. And then on the YouTube front, I know Ramachandran mentioned Mutton Chop, which, that would be great. I don't know that we've ever had Bradley from Stuff and Things on. I think it was brought up one time.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's another name I thought we should have.
What's the name?
Bradley. I don't know what his last name is. From Stuff and Things, the white.
Stuff and Things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bet there won't be a silent moment when he's a guest.
It's called Stuff and Things.
Stuff and Things.
Yeah, he's one of the most famous YouTubers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his YouTube channel.
Yeah, and he makes amazing reviews of tobaccos.
Yeah.
There is some people on YouTube. Actually, I was reading now. They want possibly Rasulette again. So, Tim, I know you brought him.
He was actually a guest
year.
on Pipes Magazine radio show.
Yeah, Russ is.
Russ would be very entertaining.
There's another gentleman that I've just listened to. I think his last name is Harrelson with the Old Carolina Pipe Shop.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, Alan, I think. Alan's his name.
Yeah, he sounds very interesting, and he's trying to open up a brick and mortar in I don't know if it's North Carolina, but they have an online shop now also.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. I watched his video. I've seen every one of them so far.
Yeah, he is really quite articulate about things. He just gets on, and it's very natural the way he speaks.
Yeah.
I could listen to him read a telephone book. He would make it sound interesting.
Stuart, do you have any shop that you can show us at 5 a.m., 7 a.m. that it opens for us?
No. No, we don't have any shops, period. You'd walk in and you'd see shutters everywhere, no tobacco products on display. So no shops.
No shops, nothing. So you always get it online? Is that the only way you can get tobaccos?
Yeah. The local shop will have sort of Balkan River Cherry, and that's about it.
That's good for Alexei.
Hey, whatever's good is good, right? I mean, I'm here to try new things and expand, and I have been all my life. It's just my favorite tobacco, like I said at the beginning of the meeting today, guys. It's let's just say it's no longer made in the United States, and I cannot support that. It is
How about Balkan Reef Cherry with some Syrian Larakia for you to start?
Yeah. That's why I asked. I know the way around the aromatics. It's just it's time to kind of expand it into English, I think.
Alexei, where are you from?
I'm from San Jose, California.
I'd like to hear what you think about those English blends once you try them. This is one story after another about guys smoking aromatics. There's nothing wrong with aromatics, but they make the transition to English, and it's just like a whole other world. And
oh, absolutely.
Hear that that story a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a really good idea to start off with something that's a little bit on the milder side, like, you know, early morning pipe or Chelsea morning. Steve Spence, thanks for mentioning that one again. That's a blend that I have on my shelf. Smoked it a lot years ago. Haven't been to it. Not because I don't like it, just I have, you know, kind of forgot about it. But I like to crack open that tin again. But I think
I just feel lucky that I knew someone who was kind enough to send me like a few years age as squadron leader. So hey, it is what it is.
Well, okay, so that fell in your lap. That was actually a good luck because that's a really good blend. And
that's what I'm saying. It was just it's chance of fate, and I'm interested. I'm interested now.
If you like Squadron Leader, you'll definitely like Perfection.
Perfection. Okay, I'll Google that one later too. Thank you.
One thing I recommend you to try Latakia by itself and see if you like it. There's a lot of leaves that is good to taste by itself.
Yeah, just don't use large pipe, like small pipe, like small amount. Don't even fill it all the way, just to see if you like the flavor in general.
There's a couple guys. Sorry,
I
go
knew
ahead.
someone personally. I don't think he works there anymore, but he was Middle Eastern descent too, and he came from the land of Syria, and he said, "Yep, I smoke Latakia straight up." And I was like, "You do what?" "Yeah, I smoke a straight bowl of Latakia," and everyone in the shop could not believe that. Like, you got a death wish or something.
Well,
Latakia is not as
smoked
strong as you think it is.
I smoked straight Tariq and enjoyed them all.
Well, that's what a lot of blenders do. They smoke the stuff straight before they start thinking about putting it together.
Yeah, you cannot understand what each tobacco will bring to the blend unless you try it by itself straight.
You know, kind of going back to your question, I really enjoyed the pipes shops visits, Paredes and Paul's, and you know, if somebody has, you know, some older pipe shops that that they have by them, I think that would be great. I don't know, the Briary, or if we could get a Cup of Joe's, or
I love Cup of Joe's. It's just it's a bit on the pricey side for shipping or whatever it may be. It's a little bit luxury, in my opinion.
I don't know if we've ever, I don't know, Dimitri or Tim, if anybody's thought about this, but I mean, it's not a huge shop, but I go to Park Lane quite a bit, and they still have a lot of local blends that they do. And I know a couple of the guys there now, and I think would be really interesting.
Well, Paul Bonaquisti is amazing pipe maker and great tobacco blender.
Yeah.
Well, out of his tobaccos, my favorites are number 15 and number 12. Number 12 is English, number 15, same English plus Perique. Plus, he is a wonderful person. I met him a few times at the Keywood event, great man.
There is a couple people here on YouTube mentioning several, including our friend Patrick Grant. Of course, you know him from New York. He said he's been lurking, and he said that we should invite more female carvers or pipe smokers too. That's one of his suggestions. Mm-hmm. And then Matt RBA, he's talking about All Carolina Pipe Shop. So that could be another one that I told him to contact us, and maybe we can try to do that, and having him as a host that day.
I'd like that.
Definitely. And for you, there is one in Australia. Let me find it. hold on. There is one, Alexander's in Torak, Victoria, has enormous tobacco shop, but I don't know how far away you are from them.
No, that's in another state. But yeah, I mean, Alexander's and there's another one called tobaccoblends.com.au. There's about 3 that have good range of tobaccos. Alexander's is an older style tobacco shop, but again, subject to all the government regulations. All their tobaccos are shuttered up. They can't display them. It's that's what I loved about the Peretti and Paul's Pipe Shop. Just having that ability to walk in and virtually see that, it's like stepping back in time.
Yeah.
Another thing about female pipe smokers.
Yeah.
Raquel Quesada, daughter of Manuel Quesada, amazing cigar maker from the Dominican Republic. She is in cigar business herself. She works at Quesada company, Quesada factory. I was hanging out with her in October. She was in New York, and she told me she started smoking pipe now.
Dimitri, it seems like you have a lot of homework for the next couple of months.
There's a shop that kind of flies under the radar in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Glenn probably knows of it. It's the guy's name is Rich Lewis.
Oh yeah, great. He's definitely someone I would like to get. I was out in Minnesota about last summer and I stopped in at his shop. A really great guy, really enjoyable to talk to. Amazing pipe repairman. He went in the back and it's a tiny little store.
Yeah, tiny, like a closet.
But he has this capacity, the ability to take, restore name brand pipes with their logos and stuff. I think, I don't know, was it Sassini or I don't know who, but he had if you have a stem from a major maker that you need a new stem, he can put the logo on it too. He's licensed to do that. So that would
he stamps it on.
Be a great guest.
Yeah, he's made some club pipes for other clubs like NASPAC and others of that caliber. He's very talented.
What is that one finish he has? The armadillo finish?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's truly amazing.
Yeah.
His son George also makes pipes and is becoming very talented.
That's correct. And they all do it in their back room. In the floor level of a big high-rise office building.
Darkan, do you have any good pipe shop where you are from or where you live?
Yeah, I was actually thinking that I go to a local pipe shop here in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's just called Pipes and Cigars. I was actually thinking about having one of our meetings in there and just chilling out and maybe showing you guys the pipes they have on the wall and what kind of tobaccos they have. So
don't say too loud because maybe there's going to be an issue with Rasulet and his brand of pipes and cigars. Who got the name first? Who took the name after? They can sue each other.
See what you started, Darkan? That sounds interesting.
Any lawyer here who can help?
Yeah.
Say again?
Any lawyer here who can help?
We're so inclusive, we would let lawyers in.
Yeah, right.
Well said.
Or having both at the same time.
Dr. Pipes, Vernon Wig, is international lawyer.
Okay.
So we can contact him for legal advice.
Yeah.
Rocky Patel too, right?
Rocky Patel?
Yes, Rocky is also a lawyer.
Good cigars.
And again, I can contact Rocky as well. I know him personally, so it will be easy.
That'd actually be a pretty cool guest to have on there, like maybe a cigar guy here and there. Because I didn't even get into cigars until I started watching this club.
I just got a notification through Facebook about some tobacconist out in Tennessee that I should look into. Gatlin Burlier? Has anyone been familiarized with that tobacconist?
Yeah, they
Very
already
famous.
mentioned. I've been at their shop about 4 years ago. It's kind of four hours south of where I live. But somebody on the YouTube mentioned that. Let's see what the name was. I think.
Yeah, someone just said check into it.
Yeah, it's a interview Richard from the Garensburg shop, Gatlinburg shop.
Huh. Okay, I'll give it a look.
So I guess we have plenty of information and names and people that we can do. So one of us can post on Facebook something about that and start including names, and you guys feel free to please include names. We can leave the extra where everybody can leave extra names and maybe who it comes from, and maybe we can contact which one of us to contact those particular shops or blenders or pipe makers or female makers. Or
I agree. I believe that there should be like a master blender list or something posted to the group.
2 weeks ago, I was with Sally. You probably know Sally. She's one of the most top-notch females in the pipe industry or community.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's so sweet. She makes the best trades ever. She has amazing Italian pipes. I can try to contact her and see if she may be interested as well. As a female.
Good one. Should be a good one.
Absolutely, man. Women are powerful, bro. Like, I'm not here to talk or to, up my mother, but she broke her back giving birth and she's still able to walk to this day. So women are tough, man. It is what it is. So I wholeheartedly want her on board.
Well, we have had some women pipe makers. We've had Silver Gray, and we've also had Scotty Pearsall.
Oh, nice.
We're pretty inclusive about that. Just not that many female pipe makers out there, but
right, and that's unfortunate. And that goes off onto the other topic of there's not many cigar women, I guess you want to call them.
Oh, there is plenty of that. I can probably know over 25, but most of them they're from Colombia, from Mexico. I can bring like 65 of them if they speak English.
Then something's going wrong in the city of San Jose, because I hear a lot of talk, but not a lot of walk.
Well, you can fly to Mexico and you can find at least 15 of them.
Hey, Mexico, I'm Mexican. Let me come over.
Hey, real quick, guys. I just had a question about this pipe I picked up from an antique store. It's called a Barry Squash.
Barry, nice. Yeah, I don't know a lot about them, but they're a Danish pipe. I think they have a range of prices. I've had a few in my lifetime. Great pipes.
Is that a volcano? Considered a volcano shape? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what made me I gotta get it restored because you see it's got to get buffed out right here.
A little bit.
I don't know what I had before it smoked in here, but it's old, it's beat up, and it's got a crack in the shank right here if you can see it.
Glenn can give you a good price.
The Nielsen family was big in the Barry shop, and I have a Viggo Nielsen pipe, and yeah, any Barry pipe is going to be a good pipe.
It would be great to bring Nana too.
Many Barry pipes. Many Barry pipes were drilled for a filter too, but they came with an adapter, and you had to look pretty close, or you couldn't tell it was an adapter. You pop it out, and if you wish, you can insert a filter.
Yeah, I haven't had the cojones to take the stem off with the crack being in there, but it's a vulcanite
Our friend Patrick again is saying a couple names like Sabina Santos, which was in my mind. Silver Gray already been here. Nana, as I mentioned. Kalia Snow, the Queen of Cubs, and of course Sally, as I mentioned as well. So we got 3 or 4 names there.
There we go. I think DDR is working with Kathleen from Kappa Joe's.
All what I know is that if we continue suggesting names and guests, we're going to be the best club for the 3rd year in a row.
Oh, that would be awesome. Like, I hate
Absolutely.
admitting this to you gentlemen, but I've dropped off the map with this group and I want to get back into it.
Wouldn't be surprised at all.
We seem to have lost some folks lately, and I don't want to bring up a taboo subject, but it kind of
I joined like back in 2019 around May, I think. COVID hit and shit hit the fan. Whoops. Sorry, guys.
Steve, thank you for your comment. I think that's something we've been wondering about too, and we're trying to figure out, what are the reasons for it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think with any club, I think there's a natural attrition, and I don't know if people got busy or they were stuck in from COVID, and now that we can get out a little bit more, maybe they're going out more. But I really would like to have those guys back, because every one of them can contribute something important to our meetings, and so I'd really like to have them back. So if anybody has had any contact with those guys or speaks to them outside of the group, drop them a line, say, hey, we miss you, come back. We'd love to have you back with us.
What happened to Oliver and Jurgen?
Jurgen and Rizzo. I don't know what happened to Rizzo. He just disappeared.
Yeah, he's gone too.
Rizzo has he's actually been involved in doing a couple of more clubs that he actually participates in, and I know he jumps on the lounge that Oliver and Jurgen do as well sometimes. But I was just hearing one of his YouTube videos. I watched Philly Piper, see what he's smoking.
Yeah, I watch it sometimes. Yeah,
and he's actually involved in a couple other clubs. He's kind of helps lead, moderate.
Okay.
So I think he's just got not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
Jurgen and Oliver send me endless invites.
Yeah.
I ignore them all.
Thank you, Randall.
They don't quit. They don't quit every week. They just keep pouring in.
I guess all we can do is let them know we miss them and we'd like them to come back.
Well, now, Randall, they're on till about midnight, so you can stop later.
No, that's the time I'm on Facebook.
Pop quiz for everyone in the group. This is going to be a taboo subject. What's everyone's over-the-counter pharmacy tobacco? What's your favorite? Mine was Captain Black White. Now it's Prince Albert.
Prince Albert for me.
Hey, another Prince Albert, man. That's what I'm smoking right now.
Prince Albert's the best. I use it every day.
If they don't make it anymore, but Country Doctor, I don't know if they sold it in the stores, but it was one of those drugstore blends. Country Doctor.
That.
They do make it. It's just Dominican made and it's imported. It tastes very similar, if not much different.
What's going on with Rat Race tobacco?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to find that for months.
I've got stocked up on that.
Rat Race?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spotty.
I can tell you the story about that. About 4 or 5 years ago, the guy passed away, and his 2 kids, and he has 2. They are not really interested in tobaccos or anything, so they kind of gave everything to Collis and Cobb. That's the main idea, and that's why like providers or vendors like smoking pipes or pipes and cigars, they don't bring them anymore. It's kind of hard to bring, which I don't understand, because if it's Collis and Cobb, it's kind of, they bring Wessex, they bring Freeburgs here. They're easy to find. So I don't know what happened with Rat Race, and that's mostly like small shops and brick and mortar shops. You can find them, but sometimes it's like $25 for a tin.
You can there local bike shops. You can get lucky and find the Rat Race.
At my shop, if you guys are interested, they still sell them a lot. They carry Rat Race all the time, but at those prices. So
there you go, amigo.
You can private message me if you're interested. I can buy them for you guys and mail it.
I always liked that Blair Growery. That was a real good one.
I smoke that Howl of the Wind, but I smoke it so slow because it's like I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be able to find it.
Yeah. Marlin Flake, I really like that one as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That happened to
Good
me one
job,
time,
Martin.
and that's the reason why I knew that story at Pipes and Cigars. I got a contact with a couple of people there, and I make a big order of many things, and out of the blue, I open my box and not a trace. It's like, so I called them right away. It's, what's going on? What happened? It's like, I make this one, and you guys didn't say back order, and it's not in my box, so please send it. And they explained to me the whole story, and then. So next time they call me about 6-8 months after, hey, we have like 6 of each. I say, and I was only buying maybe 1 of each. I say, bring them on. I spent like $300, $400, like right away on that in case they disappear.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I think
Yeah, their bagpiper's dream is actually a good quality aromatic.
I'm a big fan of Howl of the Wind.
Yeah.
That stuff's good.
Red Rappery is good too.
I think I've got a tin of Howl of the Wind that I haven't cracked yet in my cellar.
Uh,
Sitting on a good portion of Marlin
Yeah.
Flake that's hitting about 5 years, and I love it. Every time I smoke it, maybe I need to dry it a little more. It wants to bite me a little bit. I have to be careful with it, but it tastes so good.
Yeah, Marlin Flake is I have a love-hate relationship with that blend. Being a fisherman, I want to love it. But every time, and I have tons of it. I have some of it really, some very aged, and it ages really well. Like full Virginia Flake turns dark.
My friend
yeah.
Andrew, if you are a fisherman from one outdoorman to another, you need to get Sutliff Great Outdoors. It tastes and smells like root beer or wintergreen. And it's like it's in a way like grizzly chewing tobacco, like the dip. And I know that sounds gross. I'm sorry, but I'm ex-Army. And it's really good, dude. You should look into that.
I like Trout Stream. That's one of my favorite aromatics from Pipes and Cigars. Is Scotty's Trout Stream. Although now when you get it, you have to blend it yourself or whatever because of whatever.
Yeah, and Great Outdoors, the Sutliff private stock one. It's a clone of Field and Stream.
Yeah,
It's supposed
thank
to
you.
be a
Right.
clone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard about that one. Okay.
Piper said or Said said that Philly Piper could be another one.
That's Mike Rizzo.
I know.
That's right.
That's right.
It is.
I know
It
that.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to be sarcastic. Is the way for him to bring him back.
Pick that up.
I'll start tagging him with YouTube comments on his channel. Try to get him back in the fold.
If you guys know where to find, I'm really wanted to buy the sample guy with Pure Virginia. That's the one that I want. I got 1 tin left, but I want to have more of that.
I think China has it all. So if you go to China, you'll be able to find it there.
Miguel, have you ever used Turbo 10?
No, I think you mentioned it one time here.
Yeah,
Turbo 10. Right?
Well, hey, a member of our pot club actually runs that. It works pretty well. I mean, you put it'll shoot out a notice when tobacco's become available, and it covers hundreds of suppliers. But you got those you got to be quick. I mean, as you well know.
Yeah. Well, it might go past to custom because it has nothing to do with no name associated in tobacco. Turbo 10 look like a tax kind of office. So that I will actually check that out. Yeah.
It's all that is it's just a web crawler. Crawls the web for
It's just a search engine. That's all it is. But
okay.
It's actually given me a heads up on a couple of tobaccos every now and then that I can jump on.
Like DDR says, it's 5 minutes until the end of the meeting. We are not done yet. Wash your hands or something like that. But just letting you know.
Wash your hands and blow your nose.
This was a great meeting today. Time flew by so fast. It was really enjoyable, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, I like these meetings every once in a while where we can just talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Well, it's real interesting, Steve, you say that, because one of the other components we were talking about adding was something called, like, we're going to call it open forum, where you can kind of bring up any pipe related topic, not necessarily one that we put out. And almost by default, we've kind of done that today. So I'm pretty happy with seeing how this went. But before we do wrap up, before David wraps up the meeting for today, I just want a little shout out to David Martinez here, because this morning I was on with him and DDR, and they were working on getting all the technical stuff organized around starting the meeting, getting YouTube going, all those things. They were working really super hard on it. David was working really super hard on it, and I was there just being completely useless, but I was there. So a real shout out to David today for helping to, do all the technical stuff to get our meeting going. So thanks, David.
Thanks,
David.
Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you.
The question is, who do you prefer, DDR or myself?
Oh, I'm not going that direction.
I'm not going there.
We won't tell him.
Actually, David,
Well, it's going to get back to
we
him, so you
prefer
can't do
today.
that.
You can tell me privately.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you privately.
One quick comment for y'all peel off. I'm planning to go to the Chicago Pipe Show, but what it would be great, and I'm looking forward to attending some more of the pipe shows. I went to the Richmond show and got to meet DDR and some of the other folks there, and that was fun to do that. But I hope to see some of you at some of these future pipe shows. So without your makeup on.
Before that, Alvin. Speaking of that, I don't know if anybody's gonna go to Muletown. It's happening in March.
Yes. I can't make that one. I wish I could.
It's about 45 minutes south of Nashville. So if anybody lives around, it's happening in March. I think the 23rd, something like that. I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
Just so you guys know, I think either tonight or tomorrow we're gonna hit 5,000 members.
The 26th.
Awesome.
5,000 members?
Yeah,
5,000?
It's more than likely gonna hit either tonight or by tomorrow. But again, that's just a testament to you guys that you tell your friends and you're here every Sunday. Just try to imagine when DDR actually built this club. I watched the first episode. There's about 7 of them, and now actually we're gonna hit 5,000 members.
And Tim, you made
That's
a good point. We've got so many members. I wish we could figure out some strategies to actually get them to participate in the Zoom meetings, and that's the challenge, I think.
I got a suggestion, Alvin. We can make the 5,000 member to be a guest, whoever it is.
Do a raffle again or a giveaway.
There you go.
Yeah.
It floors me that we don't have more people than we can handle trying to get into the Zoom, room meeting.
Guys, I have another idea. I'm also a member of one of the cigar groups, Johnny Smokes Uncut. So once a week, they have member spotlight. So one of the regular members, they ask him to be on the spotlight, and they ask like series of questions, like interesting facts about you. How did you start smoking cigars and so on? Who would you like to smoke with? And like all kind of questions. I think we can do something similar to that.
Tim, that's a great idea, Tim.
A great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. It is.
Well, we got a couple minutes, but thank you guys for all the ideas, suggestions, people. I know a lot of you have a lot of homework, so if you guys want to talk to us and provide us information, we can contact them, or you guys can contact them directly and tell us. And normally DDR contacts the guest privately and then explain to him or her how to get into and stuff like that. So I'll definitely put the post, or Miguel or Tim, and I'll be happy to see many suggestions there.
Oh, by the way, I posted a link to the podcast from the International Day Pipe Smoking event on our Facebook. So if anybody interested, feel free to click on it and listen to it.
Thanks,
I think I
Dimitri.
did that. Yeah, thank you.
Miguel has another 4 hours of freedom to watch videos.
Yeah, I did. I actually watched all the episode of Pipe. I mean, to be quite honest with you, the first time that DDR had this meeting, literally, there's about 6 or 7 of them. And that's it.
DDR is a good man. He's a black belt, Navy veteran, pipe smoker. He's a good man.
It's all about you guys, members of this club. You never forget that, because without you guys, this club is not going to be the same. That's for sure.
Well, it's 4 p.m. and we can wrap up and leave. I suggest one thing: if you guys are interested, any of you don't have wives and family surrounded, maybe we can continue. I can turn off the YouTube and we can continue if some of you are interested in staying a little bit longer.
Sure.
I'd love to. So I'll have to. I've got another place to be. But hey, I carve this time out every Saturday when I can do it. If I don't have it,
I got a skedaddle too.
Yeah, I think I probably do too.
Me too.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Great
All right.
meeting.
enjoyed it.
Nice meeting, guys.
Terrific job,
Meeting
fellas.
all you.
Guys.
Great meeting, guys.
Great
Adios.
meeting, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you for all
everybody.
the
everybody.
suggestions.
See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.